Hello, good morning and good afternoon to our potential applicants or students wherever you are in the world. Okay, so we are here today with our respectable partner University of Roehampton, London, and our guest today Ben Treadwell, and he will present actually our University of Roehampton. What are the benefits to studying at University of Roehampton and study in the UK? So also you guys have a chance to ask the questions in the comment box, then I can pull up and he will give the answers and anything. Okay, so Ben is you can continue now.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So first of all, thanks for having me. It's going to be a great opportunity to learn a bit about our university. But as it was said, please do ask any questions that you might have. I'd love to have a bit of a dialogue with anyone. So if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch throughout this, and I'll be happy to answer them. So first of all, I guess I'll give a quick introduction to myself. My name is Ben. I am from the University of Roehampton's international team. So I look after students from all over the world. My primary focus is students, kind of UK-based international students, but I also deal with students from all over the world. As a team, we have representatives all over the world as well, so we're really well equipped to deal with students from all backgrounds. You won't be the only one getting in touch with us. We have students, a really diverse student population of students from all over the world. We have 140 nationalities represented on campus. So international students are a real integral part of our university. So we want to make sure that you're feeling welcome. Our team is here to make sure that you're feeling welcome and that you are, as biggest part of our community, as local students are as well. So a bit about the university as a whole. So we are the University of Roehampton. We are located in London. We're in southwest London. So we are about 20 minutes away from kind of the center of London, so to Waterloo Station. But we are in kind of a nice, kind of secluded part of southwest London. And we have a really beautiful 54-acre green parkland campus. We're the only university in London that has a fully enclosed parkland campus. And it really sets us apart and makes it really unique. So there's really historic buildings, Regency buildings on the campus that are, very Instagrammable, very photographic, but also they're very historical buildings. But then we also have really modern, cutting-edge facilities, including one of the best university libraries in London. That's really modern, really high-tech, and really kind of architecturally beautiful. But what we love about this is our campus as a whole provides a really close-knit community. So it's a really inspiring environment to work and study on. We're about kind of halfway between Putney and Hammersmith. So if you're looking for kind of neighborhoods, those are kind of a good one to start looking at online and kind of see where we're located. But yeah, easy reach to central London. And it really gives you the best of both worlds. You have a real community feel of a traditional university campus, but the access to the culture, nightlife, and employment opportunities of one of the greatest cities in the world. So it's a really unique and special place. So I can also talk a bit about kind of the courses that we offer. So say you're thinking, okay, that sounds great. That kind of campus university within London sounds perfect for me. What are the options that I can study? So we have a variety of academic departments. We have our business school. We have a School of Arts, a School of Education, a School of Humanities, Department of Life Sciences, Department of Psychology, and Department of Social Sciences. So there's quite a wide range of courses available for students to choose. Popular courses for international students, business, international business. Our business school is really great for undergraduates and for postgraduates. For undergraduates, you have opportunities. Most of our courses are business management focused, but then you get to specialize in something alongside them. So you can do finance, you can do marketing, you can do entrepreneurship, you can do accounting. So there's kind of a bunch of different elements that you can tie into your business studies. In terms of our humanities department, we have a really long history of running humanities-based courses. So if you're interested in history, politics, English literature, any of those kind of humanity-based courses, there's a really wonderful faculty base there. In terms of our life science department, you're looking at courses related to biomedical sciences, biological sciences, nutrition, zoology. they're all really kind of heavy life science-based departments. So if you're interested in science, but particularly life sciences, it's a really good fit for students. Looking at our psychology department, it's a accredited psychology department, so accredited by the British Psychological Society, preparing students to enter the competitive field of psychology, and preparing students for practicing psychology if they wanted to head down that route. And there's kind of specializations within that as well. So whether that's counseling, sports psychology, pure psychology, therapeutic psychology, there's kind of routes for students there. And something that we're really well known for globally is our education department. So our School of Education has a long history going 175 years back. So we have a kind of long, illustrious history in terms of education. And we're actually one of the first institution in the UK to offer higher education to women, particularly when it comes to education training. So we're really proud of that history, and it by having such a long history means that department is well versed to teach our students and to prepare them to enter the field of education. So that's teacher training, but also looking at other elements of education, such as play therapies or education studies, early childhood studies. All of these elements are included as well. So when it comes to courses, there's a lot on offer, and kind of something for everybody. So once again, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in, and we can answer kind of specific course questions as well if there's anything kind of interest that you'd want us to discuss as well.
Yeah, Ben, I think I can ask some questions, okay, that I think it will make more clear to some of our audience, okay?
Sure.
Like foundation courses. What types of foundation courses are you offering at this moment, or what are the entry requirements and the tuition fees? If you clarify, then I think it will be better, yeah.
Yeah, so we do have international foundation that is run with our partner QA. So that is done on our campus and provides kind of a seamless access into all of our undergraduate programs. So it's a fantastic option for students if they if they aren't ready to enter directly into the undergraduate program. It provides a really solid foundation. It's taught on campus. Obviously, this year things are a little bit different, but from next year we're quite positive that students will be able to be on campus for the foundation. So you're integrated into the university still, but then you can transition right into the undergraduate course when you finish. In terms of fees, so for our undergraduate courses, our fees are quite are all the same. So it doesn't matter what undergraduate course you're taking. They will always be just double check £13,474 for our over international tuition fee, and that is for all undergraduate programs. Our master's programs and postgraduate programs range slightly in prices depending on the course that you're studying. But they typically run from the same rate, about 13,500 up to about 15,500, depending on the course that you are interested in studying. Of course, if you are considering doing a foundation with us, that would be an additional cost as well, and that would be I'd have to just double check on the cost of that. So maybe I'll look that up while we're chatting, and I can let us know later in the presentation. Are there any other questions kind of about the university as a whole that you'd like me to answer?
Nursing course. Nursing,
yeah.
Study. Please,
yeah, so
what are the for European students? Okay, so many of European students are making inquiries regarding nursing studies, actually.
Absolutely, yeah. So nursing is a real growth opportunity with us at the university. So we are kind of really investing heavily into our nursing program. Particularly this year, we're seeing a lot of students really interested in nursing. I think kind of having a global health crisis makes students really become really interested in how they can help. So we offer two different nursing courses. We have an adult nursing program, and we have a mental health nursing program. Students from all over the world can join this course, so there isn't kind of a cap on international students or anything like that. But we do kind of have some additional entry requirements for these courses, as they are a bit more stringent than other programs. So typically, this depends on where you're from, so we have to discuss the equivalencies. But for most students, you'd be looking at the equivalent of an A-level qualification in a health-related or science-related field. So you would need kind of some sort of background in your secondary education in science or health-related subjects. And then there also needs to be kind of an equivalent of a GCSE requirement in maths and English. So those are kind of the key subject areas that you'll need to make sure you have covered. Now, there's also an interview element for our nursing program. So this will be something that once you send in an application, will be set up with our admissions team, and they will want to discuss why you want to study on the course, what you're passionate about, why you want to join nursing, what your career aspirations are, whether that's in the UK or abroad. They just want to know a lot about you. They want to see your passion for the course and want to make sure that you're equipped to join the program. And then, of course, for all students that are joining from abroad, you do have to have an English language requirement for nursing. This is for any non-native English speaker. You'll need an IELTS or equivalent at a 6.5. So it is slightly higher than our undergraduate courses, which is typically a 6. But this is just the nature of the course because it is, public-facing program where you will be out in placements working with the public. They just expect a slightly higher English language proficiency. So yeah, those are kind of the key elements that you'll need. But yeah, students from Europe, we really encourage to join the program. We get a lot of interest for students from Europe joining our nursing program. And as I said, we have familiarity with qualifications from all over Europe. So if there's any questions that you have about if you meet the requirements or not, you can definitely reach out to our team and we'll be happy to discuss that with you.
Okay, and also can you please share some about the scholarships? What are the scholarships at this moment your university offering for international students?
Yeah, so there's a real range of scholarship opportunities for international students at our university. I think there's a real generous offering at the moment. So the kind of flagship scholarship program that we offer is called the International Excellence Scholarship. And this is an academic scholarship that range from £1,500 all the way up to £4,000, depending on your academics. So basically, for every country, there's kind of a benchmark of qualifications for each of those awards. It's something that you don't have to apply for, which is really nice. Basically, when you send in your application and you send in your transcripts, admissions will review it, and when they make your offer, they'll say, as part of the offer, we can offer you this scholarship. So it's a really generous program. We give it to a large number of students every year. It's not like it's restricted to 4 students or anything like that. It's any student who meets the kind of basic thresholds of each level will automatically get it. So there's no limit, which is really great. Then we also have scholarships for kind of specific scholarships for certain things, like sports-related scholarships, music-related scholarships. We're also really heavily involved in esports. So any students who are interested in gaming and esports, we have a huge program in that with a really generous scholarship program there as well. And then lastly, we do have country-specific scholarships. So these are listed on our website. They depend on which country you are from and where you're domiciled. So you have to be living in and a national of the countries that are listed there. But these are automatic. So if you are a national of one of those countries and living in it, in one of those countries, you get granted the award automatically. So that's they are 1,500 and 2,500, depending on the nation of origin. So they're really generous. Also, lastly, I will say, since we were discussing EU students before, EU students who are joining us this September, there is a EU-specific scholarship that will bring your tuition fees in line with home students. So EU students will be paying what they would have been paying last year for this year. So if you've started your course this year, you'll be guaranteed those fees through your full program. But that's in place for this year. It'll be reviewed again next year. But if you are joining in September, your fees will be the same as home students if you are an EU national.
Okay, that's great. So let's get some question from the comments box, so then you can reply.
Sure.
Okay. So, are you offering an internal test, English test?
Yes, yeah. So we do have an internal English test. So this is done through a partner of ours, and you can register for it on our website. There are a few conditions. You do need to have an offer from the university first. So you have to have a conditional offer in order to take our English language test. You'll need to be able to put in your student ID in order to register for it. It's mapped to IELTS, so it's kind of a very similar process. It's done online over Zoom like this, and you will have kind of 3 sessions with the test team, and they'll assess reading, writing, listening, and that will come directly to the university, and then we'll be able to remove the condition of your offer if it's there. So if you are kind of worried about that, you can definitely send in all your documents, get a conditional offer, and then we can register for you for the test.
Which are the English test, your English qualification do you accept?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different English language qualifications that we accept. So the main one is IELTS. That's what kind of is the standard that most students will go for. But then there are a variety of other English language tests as well. We would be looking at our own English language test, as I said, the Pearson PTE academic test, Trinity Integrated Skills in English, Cambridge Proficiency Test, Cambridge Advanced Certificate. If students perhaps have an IGCSE or a GCSE from abroad, that would count. European Baccalaureate in English. So there's a whole range available. They're all on our website. So we're happy to discuss those with you. And then students from certain countries as well.
You accept
Sorry?
Oxford International Test? Oxford
Sorry?
ELT. Do you accept the Oxford International Test, which is ELT?
I
Oxford.
believe we do. Let me double check.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I do believe this one is on our list as well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay,
they're all listed on our website. So there's a lot available there. And we know that accessing English language testing this year has been a bit tough. We're happy to work with you to make sure that show some flexibility if needed.
After finishing the nursing course.
Yeah, so there's fantastic job opportunities. That's something that I think really sets our university apart as well. We have a really high employment rate. So over 95% of our graduates are in work or further study after graduation, which we're really proud about. Nursing particularly, it's a highly employable skill. If you study nursing, most of our students move directly into work with the NHS if they want to stay in the United Kingdom. Having the placements within the program really helps with that as well, to build connections there. But it really will prepare you to leave and enter the field immediately.
Good. So can you please tell me how many years of study gap is accepted for undergraduate program?
So this can depend. It depends on a variety of factors, and so it's kind of hard to say because it is kind of evaluated on a case-by-case basis. If you have a really long gap, it's something that you'll want to get in touch with us about, and we can discuss to see whether the university compliance would allow that or not.
Okay. Let's pull up a few other questions here. What is the entry educational requirements for postgraduate degree? I think it's from South Asia.
Yeah.
Do you have 3 years bachelor's or 4 years bachelor's in a specific bachelor's degree?
So there's it depends. Once again, it depends on the course. But if you have typically a bachelor's degree from your home country, it will be able to transition to our programs, our master's programs. Of course, there are ones that have course specific content that's needed to be met. But the basic requirement is you need to have a bachelor's degree from your home country.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's move few other questions here. Okay, I think the explain academic and English entry requirements, please, for South Asian students.
Yeah, so in terms of our entry requirements, so For South Asian students, there is some actual kind of movement in terms of English language testing. So I can start with that. Our entry requirements do cover particularly for students from South Asian students from India or Sri Lanka. For India, you'd be looking at 12 standard above 70% in English would grant entry and would meet the English language requirement. Sri Lanka, you'd be looking at a grade C in the Sri Lankan A level. And then for entry requirements for the courses, it would depend on the country, but I can give you a bit of background. Is there any particular country you'd like me to discuss?
Yes, it's Bangladesh. What about the Bangladesh?
Bangladesh? Yeah, sure. Let me pull up my entry requirements for Bangladesh.
A specific master's program.
So for Bangladesh specifically, yeah, we'd be looking at a 4-year bachelor's at a 65% GPA. Or 2.5 would be the general kind of threshold for entering to masters, not including if you needed specific requirements for the course. But that's the general for masters for students that have a degree from Bangladesh.
Okay, that's good. So what about functional skills level to English? You accept functional skill level to English for nursing?
It might not be for nursing. Let me double check. Sorry, I have to have my lists open to check all the different requirements.
You have the foundation nursing, isn't it?
So yes, you can. And yeah, you can join the foundation as well. And then let me double check. So nursing does have the kind of stricter requirements for English language testing. I would recommend, getting in touch with us to discuss what can be offered for English, because they're a bit more stricter in terms of IELTS or our test for entry.
So is OSPAP available there? What is that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is either. Sorry.
I don't know also. So any other questions? So here, let's. That's the question actually. Okay, nursing and that's same thing. The nursing is student can take the internal English test.
Yeah. So I would recommend applying for the course, even if you don't have the English requirement right now, and then we will discuss the options.
This is online. They can sit the exam from home, or they have to visit to your campus.
Yeah, so the Roehampton test is all done online. So yeah, you can do it completely from home. So yeah, I recommend applying. We'll give you a conditional offer if you meet the requirements, and then we can organize that for you.
And as I know that everything, the application system is online. So after completing online application, how long you will take to get issue the offer letter? Actually, usually your university.
Yeah, so we aim to do as quick of a turnaround as we can. There's not kind of a strict time limit that I want to say, but I'd say most of our students, within 7 days or so should hear. So depending on if there's been a big onslaught of applications, it could be a little bit longer than that. But in most cases, we find that we get a pretty quick turnaround. So we'll try to get you the offer as soon as possible.
And more questions. Are you accepting any pre-sessional English for international students? For example, yeah. So what are the requirements? So
we do have our own pre-sessional English. So if you are struggling to meet the English language requirement for the course, I would definitely really encourage you to look into that. It's something that we'll discuss with you as well. So if you've applied and haven't met the condition for your English, we'll discuss the options that are available with you. They range in length depending on the type of the type of training that you need. So we of course will be able to assist with that. But yeah, we have a lot of students who join us on a pre-sessional English. Once again, typically it is taught on campus. Right now it is online. But it's a really great opportunity to get familiar with the university as well before joining, should you need it.
So overseas pharmacist assessment program, do you have OSPAP is available? So do you have this program?
I am not sure, to be honest. I don't.
Any pharmacy? Do you have any
not familiar with it. Yeah, we don't have a pharmacy program. So it's if you're looking to study pharmacy, it's not something that we offer at the moment. But no,
Okay.
it's not something that I'm familiar with. So sorry.
Yeah. So you also university offering MBA with placement, isn't it? So what
Yes,
is the
yeah.
placement actually, and how long is placement duration?
Yeah, so we have a fantastic MBA program that I think really suits a lot of students. What I like about our MBA is that it is a program sort of tailored towards young professionals. Not saying you have to be young, but if you don't have the long work history, the long management experience, but you still want to join an MBA program, it's a really great opportunity because we don't have that kind of cap that a lot of universities have, where they ask for a particular number of years of work experience. So it's an early career professionals MBA, focusing on responsible leadership and getting a kind of a competitive advantage in a global context. And yes, as you said, there is a placement option within the course, which is really exciting for students who want that extra year of placement. So within the placement, basically, you'll do the first year on campus in class as an MBA. And then the second year, you will go out on your placement. Now, the placement is it's a really wonderful opportunity, and we have a fantastic careers team that will help you kind of point you in the right direction on where to look. We have connections within the industry as a university, and we can work with you to make sure that you can get a successful placement. Of course, it's not guaranteed, but we find that students have a really good success rate with this. So we will, from day one, what I say to students is, when you arrive on campus and you start attending class for that year, have in the back of your mind the placement element, and work with your academics and lecturers on, getting your CV prepared, pointing in the direction of what companies to apply for, working on interview skills, all of that. They'll do that throughout the first year. So by the time you hit the end, you'll be ready to take off and start sending in those applications for the placements. But yeah, it's fantastic. It gives you a year, a real work experience. If you want to have a UK business based on your CV, it'll really make you stand out. So and it's a nominal fee as well. So I encourage students to take it because you'll pay the tuition fees for the first year. Then the second year is just a small admin fee, just over £1,000. So it's a really great opportunity to have
Yes,
that
great
extra year.
idea. So can you please talk about little bit digital marketing, MSc digital marketing, because we are getting many inquiries from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh for particularly MSc in digital marketing.
Yeah. So our marketing team is actually really fantastic across undergraduate and postgraduate. So it really kind of equips you to join the digital business environment. Particularly this year now, we're seeing more than ever how important that is. So you look at things like emerging technologies, managing digital marketing assets, and working on campaigns, and kind of strategic marketing contexts as well. This course also offers a placement year option within it as well. So there's placement preparation workshops as well. So if you wanted some experience, London is a hub for digital marketing. So there's a bunch of firms across London that are looking for young talented professionals. So there's also kind of within that course, what I like about it is there's access to a lot of different certifications. Like social media management or Hootsuite and things like that, where you'll kind of get kind of real experience working with these things. So yeah, it's a really, really wonderful program. And I would encourage you, if you have an interest in digital marketing, to definitely consider it.
So are scholarship available there for international students? Yes, you mentioned.
Yes, yeah. Plenty available, yeah. If you have a look on our website, you'll see the full list there. But as I said, they range from £1,000 to £4,000. So definitely have a look.
Okay, so these are the question actually I got it here. So I think that's enough question we received. So yes, almost half an hour. So anything you want to say in the end? Any specific?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess just yeah, if you're considering coming to London as a study destination, definitely consider us. We really provide a really great, close-knit, diverse community where we have really high student satisfaction and really practical programs that will really prepare you to enter the job market. And once again, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with Boost or us directly. If you have any questions as well, we're always happy to answer them. You can reach our team directly if you have any questions generally at international@roehampton.ac.uk, and we'll be happy to discuss options with you available there as well if you have questions about particular qualifications.
About the PSW, post-study work visa is opening.
Yes, that's a really exciting development this year. From course students from July, I think, can have that option. Yeah, so for students joining in September, it's a fantastic opportunity. It's going to be it's something that I think we missed when we used to have it in the UK, and now it's coming back, and we're really excited that that students will have the opportunity to stay at the end of their course to take up work.
Master's,
exactly. Yeah, and PhD I think is 3 years. So there's a real opportunity there to get, once again, beyond just the placements within the courses. If you want some additional years to take on. So even if you did the MBA with placement, you could do the MBA with placement and then do the SW at the end, and you could have a real solid chunk of experience there to work in the UK. So yeah, we're really excited about students being able to take that on this year.
So at this moment, I know that most of the universities are running their courses by online. So I think Roehampton also same. So when your university has a plan to open the on-campus, class-based?
We have a roadmap in place at the moment. With the recent government guidelines that have been released, we're hoping that students in most of our practical courses with kind of elements that they need to be on campus for should be in a matter of weeks now joining on campus again. Kind of pre-lockdowns from the first semester of this year, we did have a blended learning approach where students were kind of taking their larger lectures online, and then their smaller seminars and workshops and practical elements were done on campus in person. So we were actually really early to adopt kind of a blended learning approach. We did it before the national lockdown because we kind of saw this coming. So we're really experienced and well-versed in how to do this now. Of course, our aim is to get students on campus. We want students to be able to be in their classrooms as normal. And we're really hopeful that for students joining us in September, that will be the case. We at the moment have no reason to believe that wouldn't be the case. But based on our experience in running kind of this blended approach, we're ready to enact that really quickly should it be needed. But I would hope, and I'm to all the students out there, we should have you on campus in September. We're quite hopeful.
Actually, definitely, everyone is hoping that September we can back to the class and then enjoying the also summer life. So let's
exactly, yeah. And we have such a social campus as well. There's social spaces all over the campus. Great cafes and little restaurants and lovely lawns and ponds and places to relax outside. So we're really looking forward to seeing students on the campus again.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Ben, to give us some time, and share your, valuable information from the university. And I believe, that this opportunity is coming for international students now. So and definitely, Roehampton is the good place and an excellent university in London in terms of anything, education, teaching, resources, technology. Also, the campus, massive campus inside the London is very rare. I think only the one we have the biggest campus in London.
It's very green, very beautiful place. Yeah, if you want that kind of quintessentially British university look, we've got it.
Completely, it's very natural environment. So you'll feel you study in the University of Roehampton.
Absolutely.
So yes, I think it's the end. We can finish now. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, no problem.
Any questions, come to our office, or you can send email, or you can contact our Facebook page. And also we have dedicated team in Bangladesh, India, and also UK, so we can help our potential applicants for any courses for Roehampton University. Thank you so much once again.
Bye everyone, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.